Welcome to the Go Potty podcast. I'm Rebecca Mottram, a children's nurse with a special interest in potty training. This podcast presents a new way of potty training, one that is backed by science and child development. So get ready to be surprised at what you'll learn, and get ready for some fun too, because children learn best through play. Each episode will explore a key aspect of potty training, with practical tips and expert advice all proven to work. So whether you're just starting out or you've already started, I'm really glad you're here. Welcome back to the Go Potty podcast. I'm Rebecca Mottram, and in this episode I'm going to cover how to help your child succeed with potty training when they're at nursery, preschool or childminders. First of all, you need to be able to work in partnership with your nursery. I know that sounds obvious to say, but in fact they are likely to have different ideas on potty training to you. So working together with them is going to be about compromise. Many nurseries are really interested in the idea of baby pottying and are coming round to the knowledge that earlier potty training is the way forward. Most childcare providers are also happy that you'll be beginning the process of potty training, and they will be keen to support you. But if they don't seem to be on the same page as you, it's about getting a balance. On the one hand, you're paying your nursery to look after your child and provide individualised care for them according to their own needs. On the other hand, they also have pressures, multiple children and multiple needs to meet, and personalised care in every aspect is usually pretty difficult to achieve. So if they're not on the same page, remember that the key learning happens at home and will eventually translate into other settings over time anyway. Children learn that different places and different people do things differently, so it's not usually a major problem if there are some minor differences between settings. In the companion guide to this podcast, you'll find a communication sheet to help you detail where you're up to in the process of potty training, and you can use this to help your childcare provider understand what's working for you at home and what you would like. And when you're thinking about what your nursery is offering, have a look at their setup and assess how different it may be from your own home situation in terms of toileting. Consider if there's anything that can be changed or adapted to support your child. So look at the space and consider any areas which you think your child may struggle. For example, can they physically access the potty space independently? Or do they need to make a really long journey from where they'll be playing to where the toilet is? Is there a hand dryer they may struggle with? Is it private enough for them? Do your nursery workers expect your child to come and tell them every time they need to use the potty? And then consider how the environment or situation could be adapted. One thing that nearly always happens at childcare is that your child will have more accidents, and there are many reasons for this. Firstly, the environment is different and can be distracting. Secondly, the expectations are different and there are different priorities. For these reasons, it's really important to be patient but also expect more accidents and see this as part of the learning process. You won't be able to make your nursery situation exactly like it is at home. Therefore, help your child to understand what to expect and what they need to do, and practice using that space together, perhaps when you drop them off or you pick them up. Make sure that you send your child in with lots of changes of clothes to help them manage the accidents. It's a good idea to help your key worker understand your thinking on accidents as well as how you're managing them at home, and therefore, if possible, what you'd like to happen when they're at nursery. When you collect your child from nursery, ask how things have gone that day in terms of where potty training was concerned. Help your childcare provider to understand that accidents are part of the learning process and are not something that you're worried about. But avoid having conversations about your child in front of your child, as this can create unintended pressure for your child. Once your child has stopped wearing nappies at home, give them a consistent message by making this transition at daycare too, as soon as possible. Most providers will support this transition, including allowing a child to use a nappy in the bathroom if this is one of the steps that you're taking. If your childcare provider is having trouble getting on board with potty training, or if they're pressurising you to wear nappies or pull-ups again after your child has stopped doing this at home, try to be firm. You can explain that research shows wearing nappies all the time is not an effective potty training strategy, and so try to help them understand what you're doing and why. It may take a little time for your child to get used to succeeding whilst at nursery, but with consistency and repetition, they will get there. That's it for this episode. In the next episode, my number one tip for solving potty training problems. And that's all for this episode of the Go Potty podcast. I hope you found it helpful. Remember, you can do this. You know your child better than anyone, so trust in your instincts. Be patient with yourself and your little one, and most importantly, keep it fun and playful. And don't forget to get your copy of our podcast companion guide, so you have all the strategies, games and activities when you need them. It's available via the link in the episode notes or on my website, littlebunnybear.com. Thank you for listening. Until next time, happy potty training.